2 years ago, I quit my 9-to-5 job to become an entrepreneur and create the life I always dreamed of. By age 26, I made my first million online, and now I run a 7-figure marketing agency with clients all over the world. The real question is, how did I go from being stuck in a 9-to-5 job to making millions online, traveling the world, and designing the freedom lifestyle I always dreamed of? I'm here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I share the exact strategies that helped me scale my marketing agency to 7 figures and gave me the freedom to live life on my terms. My name is Joel, and welcome to 7-Figure Agency.
Comments. If you are enjoying the insane value, let us know, and let's keep going. You ready to keep rocking, Amir? Let's get through like a few more of these, and then we'll cut it out. Let's keep going. All right. So how do you follow up with clients who said that they need to think about it?
Yeah, I can take over here. So number one is when they said you have to think about it, you immediately want to ask them how much time do they need to think about, right? Actually, the first one is what do they have to think about? Let's see if you can answer that question in the beginning. What do they have to think about? Give them, let them actually tell you that. Whatever else.
You say it straight up like that?
100%. Every single time I have to think about it. Oh, awesome. What do you have to think about? Because to me, it's a no-brainer. So I'm shocked. I act shocked. Like, you guys, if anybody has ever seen me pitch, I'm legitimately shocked. My jaw is dropped. Like how the last slide that we did, that's me when they tell me I have to think about it. I'm like, you have to think about this? Wow, I thought this was a no-brainer. Okay. So that's the first things first. Secondly, is you want to ask them how much time do they need to think about? What is their timeline? Is it a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months? Oh, next year. What is it? What's stopping them, right? And we want to be respectful, right? The first question is we're not attacking them per se. We are just, I want to get on their level and see what do they have to think about, because maybe, especially someone like me that speaks fast, I can go over something really quick and then they completely missed it and they're like, well, I don't know how your ads work. Let me think about it. Well, this is the thing. If they say, I don't know how your ads work, well, that's my fault. I didn't explain the ads. I need to do a better job. So if they have to think about something that this is what you gotta ask yourself. And I just thought about this. This is genius. If they have to think about something that is in your control, you better close the sale, or you better get some commitment. But if it's out of your control, they want to speak to somebody, they have $0 in their bank account, then it's a little bit different. We're talking about different, but you want to make sure that you have control of it. So you always have to ask, what do they have to think about? How do I follow up? And then I immediately schedule a follow-up right after. So this is something I teach in our group is, as soon as the demo is done, I literally will share my screen and I will, with them on the screen, I will schedule the follow-up call. And I will move whatever demo it was, I will just rename it to touching base or following up. And it's going to send them the—
How much farther out?
So the goal is within 72 hours. So our rule is 72 hour. You also want to take a deposit. This is something that's ginormous. I don't know if anybody here, we take $100 deposit to keep their spot. So 2 things that I tell them, like, number 1, I want to keep your spot open. And number 2, I want to make sure that we give you the better deal, right? So if you guys have a pitch deck, you want to give them 2 offers. One is a no-brainer.
So how do we position it? Like, hey, if you want to think about it, no problem at all. But if you want us to hold your spot, because we do have an exclusivity policy, and we also give people a special deal if they sign up right then and there. So we tell them, hey, if you want us to hold your spot for your territory, and if you want us to hold this special offer, we're happy to do it. We just require a $100 fully refundable deposit.
This is very important though, guys. And I wish I knew this in the beginning. Do not ask for a deposit from every single person you speak to, because sometimes it's actually not in their best interest. So before you ask for a deposit, you always want to ask them on a scale of 1 to 10 where they're at. And anyone over 5 or 6, I'll pitch a deposit. But anyone you can feel like that they're not about to do this, they're thinking about is they're baiting themselves out of it, don't ask for them deposit. Like that's not going to help you. So you got to ask yourself, is me pitching a deposit right now going to help the sale or not going to help the sale? And then
what's the question on a scale of 1 to 10? How much do you want to do this?
On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you never want to do this, you never want to see my face again. 10, you want to start right now. Where would you put yourself on the scale? So 1, you never want to do this. 10, you're ready to get started right now. Where would you put yourself on the scale? Most people are going to be between 7 and 8. So you can always pitch out deposit this way. And then I'm going to give you guys the number one question that I ask. And I've literally closed at least $30,000 over the last 2 months, 3 months asking this question. I don't know if Joe wants me to say this question, because this is like next level question.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it. How about this? Yeah, they're not ready. Let me get some comments before we drop the gold. Guys, if you're watching live right now and you want Omir to drop the golden question that has helped him close $30,000 in the past 2 months, give us a hashtag gold in the comments. If I don't see some gold in the comments, then Omir's not going to be dropping the gold on the live, and you'll have to wait until you join our coaching program. So if you're watching live right now, if you want Omir to drop the gold that has allowed him to close over $30,000 in the last 2 months, comment hashtag gold below. Have some fun with us. Engage with us. We're doing this on a Sunday, so the more back and forth we get with you guys, the happier we are. If we see some gold, we will share that question and keep rock and rolling. We see Brian said gold. Abu Bakar said gold. We got some people on here. Mike said platinum.
I like it, Mike.
Mike wants that platinum. Mike wants that. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. If I get 2 more hashtag golds, we will share it. If not, I'm going to keep going.
Let's see two more guys.
I see one. I see one. One more. We got it. Boom.
Alrighty.
All right, let's share it. Let me share my screen.
If you are not asking every single person, whether they say right after they say, I'm not buying today, or whether they say whatever the objection they give you, money, timing, understaff, if you are not asking every motherfucking person you speak to, is there anything I can do today to earn your business? I'll say it one more time. Is there anything I can do today to earn your business? They will tell you, look, guys, you might have to discount your services for 1 month. You might, if you're doing contracts, you might have to give them a month free with a 3-month contract. But I promise you, it is way better to make $200, $300, $400, $500, $1,000 than zero, right? Especially if you're retaining clients, especially if they're coming back.
Yo, I just thought about this. If you are doing a free trial and you can't get a close with this question, then you should not do sales. But like this, if you use this question on a free trial, you will absolutely get the trial. So anyways,
0%. There's literally no doubt, because when I say this, some people say to me, well, can you run a free trial? Well, unfortunately, Doc, we don't run free trials anymore. But dude, if you're asking that question, you cannot get a free trial out of them, then something is off. I'm not sure what it is. Something is 100% off. But getting free
genius, man.
Getting free trials is it's almost like going to a supermarket and you see Girl Scout cookies being sold and you have cash in your pocket. Ain't nobody passing those Girl Scout cookies, right? So that's how I want you to think. If Girl Scouts can sell those cookies, you guys can offer free fucking trials.
I like it, dude. That was a weird analogy, bro.
That was a weird analogy. I haven't had Girl Scout cookies in a while. I'm starving. I'm craving them right now. I don't know why.
All right. So essentially, I love how you answer this question. How do you follow up with clients who say they need to think about it? Well, the key is actually to not have to follow up. The key is to address the concerns right then and there and figure out why they need to think about it so you can handle those objections on the spot. And if for some reason you still can't handle them and it's outside of your control, then we do let them think about it, but we add a deposit, we schedule a follow-up call, we put a time frame so there are some boundaries set around their wanting to think about it. Now, you also dropped a goal, a massive, massive, massive piece of gold to help get the close, to help figure out what do they really need to think about, which is there anything I could do to earn your business today? And then also what I wanted to say is, let's say that they say no, or they say they need to think about it. Like, how much do you follow up after that?
That's literally what I was about to say. So if they say no blatantly, like they know I don't want to do this right now, I always ask them, when would be a good time to follow up? In the next few weeks, in the next month? I give them that option, and then I follow their direction. I'm not going to call them next week, and they told me to call them in a month. That's me not listening, right? So we have to be pretty smart about some things that are pretty obvious. But if let's say most people, here's what I have gotten a lot better with, and this is something that I wish somebody told me a year and a half ago. You need to get good at not closing on the call, because that's going to come with practice, not closing on the follow-up, but just having people show up to your follow-up. Just having people show up to your follow-up, you are going to close a lot of them. I struggled with a lot of people not showing up to their follow-up calls, not answering their calls, emails, texting, all that stuff. They just completely ignore me. I'm a savage, so I'm going to call them until like they tell me to stop or press charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no doubt about it. That being said, if I don't hear back from them, I'll follow up 3 days in a row, and then I'll do weekly follow-ups. I'll follow up once or twice a week. Then I'll follow up once or twice a month, and then it'll just be monthly. Like, it'll be on my sheet. I have a spreadsheet, and I'll just check in with them to see if they're okay. In my opinion, and this is, I've said this again to our students, is when someone books a follow-up call with me and they do not show up, this is not an hour call, just 10 minutes, 5 minutes just for me to hear their voice. If they don't show up, they don't give me any messages, I think something really bad happened. So I don't even care about the sale anymore. I just want to make sure they're alive. So I'm assuming that they literally, like, unfortunately got in a car accident, they got shot. I got to make sure that they're alive, because there's no way you're missing a fucking call with me. But that's how I feel about the value that we're providing. That's how I feel about where we are, how much we're going to over deliver for them every single time. So
that's huge, man. I absolutely love it. So it seems like the follow-up is scheduled. If not, if they don't want to schedule a follow-up, then you essentially ask, when would be a good time to follow up, and you respect their response, and then you add it to your calendar.
Yep. And I would say, remember this, guys, most people appreciate good salespeople, especially people that are looking to grow their practice and their business or whatever you guys are out. They respect good salespeople. So when you follow up, I get a lot of times, wow, thank you for following up. Thank you for following up. Maybe not right now. No, not right now, or whatever. Might not be a yes, but they appreciate the follow-up, and they know that I'm there. Because the second that opening comes, guess what? I'm there.
And the psychology behind, but here's why the psychology of what you just said is huge. If you tell someone you're going to do something, even if it's 3 months later, and then in 3 months you actually show up, that shows an insane amount of consistency. And if you're the type of person that can actually deliver on what they said they would deliver on when it comes to the follow-up, guess what they're going to think about the results that you promised them on the demo? They're going to say, oh, if this person told me he would follow up in 6 months, and in 6 months he gives me a call, well, he must be the type of person where he says, hey, if I can guarantee you X number of leads, he will actually deliver for it. So one of the keys in actually following up when you say you're going to is not only to just follow up and try to get the sale, but it also shows them that you are someone that they can trust. And if you're someone that they can trust, then they want to buy from you, because when you make these big promises, they actually trust that you'll be able to deliver.
And I'm going to give you one last tip. So we have an exclusivity policy where we can only work with one practice within a 10-mile radius, unless there's millions of people in that area, like LA, Atlanta, Chicago. Otherwise, it's just one chiropractor. So we have a waiting list, right? Of people, we have like 30, 40, 50 people on the waiting list right now. And I check that waiting list every single week. Guess what I did earlier this week? I checked my waiting list. I looked, we had a doctor in Minnesota that I put him on the waiting list 3-4 months ago. And I contacted him, went through the demo, and he signed up because it was a no-brainer. I told him, I'm like, dude, as soon as it opens up, I promise you, I'm giving you a call. Do not wait for us. If you can, do not wait for us, because we're not going to wait for you. I'm being completely transparent. Do not wait for us, because we're not going to wait for you. If it so happens, I will reach out to you. And you guys put that in your calendar. Also, huge reminder, on a personal level. Hey, Siri, remind me. This. What do you want to be reminded about? This is huge, guys. If you do not use Siri to remind yourself, especially when you're doing 10,000 things, you have to remind yourself, hey, Siri, remind me to call Dr. Jeff in 6 months at 3 p.m. In 6 months, she will, as long as you have the same phone, you will get contacted. I promise you,
wow.
I've made sales from this.
Dude, I actually learned that strategy from you. I say, hey, Siri, set a reminder for whatever, and then I'll get a reminder in 3 months.
And it's perfect for Joel. And
so you don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to add it to your calendar. Just say, hey, Siri, remind me in 3 months to follow. It's already there.
Yeah.
Remind me in 3 months to follow up with this person. In 3 months, I'm going to get the reminder. Then I'm going to add it to my to-do list that day, and I'm going to follow up. End of story.
Especially like for me, I'm a salesperson, so I'm concerned with selling. I'm also, helping with a little retention here and there. So I'm not doing 10 million things. Joel is doing literally 10 million things. So for him, anyone that's running the agency, anyone that's posting the ads, you're also doing sales. So you're doing so many things. You're going to forget the little things, 100%. Like following up with someone 3 months, you're not going to remember that. 0% chance. So either write it down and make sure you look at it. That's pretty effective. But having a phone, a reminder, or putting it on your calendar, that's super duper crucial. And people will appreciate it. Remember, most people appreciate good following up. Because I know I do. And I know Joel does too. If someone follows up with me, I appreciate it hardcore. So.
Cool. I like it. This is massive gold. We have so much actual strategies right here. So this is great. I'm going to take one more question, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up for today. Just as a friendly reminder, keep adding your Q&As